the place to be born. History was made there. Are you in love with anybody? No, don't answer that.
I could love a man like you, Peter.
I love you, June. Your life, and I'm leaving you. Where do you live? On the station?
No, in a big country house about 5 miles from here. Lee Wood House.
Old house?
Yes, very old.
Good, I'll be a ghost and come and see you. You're not frightened of ghosts, are you? It'll be awful if you were.
I'm not frightened.
What time will you be home?
Well, I'm on duty till 6. I have breakfast in a mess, and then I have to cycle half an hour. I often go along the sands. This is such nonsense.
No, it's not. It's the best sense I ever heard. I was lucky to get you, June. Can't be helped about the parachute. I'll have my wings soon anyway, big white ones. I hope they haven't got all modern. I'd hate to have a prop instead of wings. What do you think the next world's like? I got my own ideas.
Peter.
I think it starts where this one leaves off, or where this one could leave off if we'd listened to Plato and Aristotle and Jesus. With all our little earthly problems solved, but with greater ones worth the solving. I'll know soon enough anyway. I'm signing off now, June. Goodbye. Goodbye, June.
Hello, G for George. Hello, G. George. Hello, G. George. Hello.
So long, Bob. I'll see you in a minute. You know what we wear by now, a prop or wings.
Of course, David falls in love with the girl, and the question now arises, will he be allowed to live with her and love her in this technicolor world of ours, or will he be called into the other world, which is in black and white, and where he's already been reported dead?
You'll proceed to Earth immediately?
Oui, madame.
You will explain your grave error to Squadron Leader Carter?
Oui, madame.
And ask him to follow you?
Oui, madame.
Wait. Your captain is not an unreasonable man, I hope.
The skipper? Oh, no, ma'am. Unless he's had a few, of course. Pardon? Had a few beers. Oh, de la bière. Oui. Scotch being hard to come by, you know. Naturellement. By the way, monsieur, when you see Peter, would you give him a message for me? Avec plaisir. Just say, what ho. Bon.
When he's starved for Technicolor up there. What a night for love.
So when Marius Goring in the film comes out in the rhododendrons and says, one is starved for Technicolor up there, everybody roars their head off. And it works. And after that, I knew I could do almost anything. I knew there was no realism in films, only surrealism. With A Matter of Life and Death, we returned to the big show, the kind of film for which the movies were invented. I dreamt of challenging Hollywood with vast epics. Instead, I found myself in the Himalayas, making a film about nuns. It was Black Narcissus, and our mountains were painted on glass. Usually the thing was in those days, you sent a unit out on location. They came back or they didn't come back. Usually they brought quite a lot of stuff. It never worked really well. We decided to do the whole thing in the studio. And that's the way we managed to maintain color control to the very end. When I come to a film, it's usually been well prepared, and I start working carefully, methodically, and without inspiration. Sometimes in a film, its theme or its color are more important than the plot. We dress the nuns in white or off-white, quite intentionally to bring down the key of the color. People say that Black Narcissus is a very erotic film. I don't know. Maybe it is. All I do know is that it's full of wonderful performances and passion just below the surface. But finally, at the end of the film, erupts.
You say that because you love her!
I don't love anyone!
When I made Black Narcissus in 1946, I was already groping my way towards a new kind of film, what I called a composed film, a combination of music, action, dialogue, but the music being the master. There was one sequence in particular where Kathleen Byron stalks Deborah Kerr, which was almost entirely shot to music. We rehearsed it, then recorded the music, and scene by scene, we shot the film to the music. It was opera in the way that the music, the images, the voices, the acting all blended into a splendid whole. It worked. It worked. I could hardly believe my eyes. Filmmaking was never the same for me again after that. And when Red Shoes came up the year following, and Brian Easdale was the composer on that, then we worked out the whole ballet to be a composed film.
The Red Shoes was based on a fairy tale by Hans Andersen. The girl longs to dance in the red shoes, but once she puts them on, she can't stop dancing until she dies.
I wanted to make a real theatre fantasy, always drenched with the theatre, not nowhere, but on a stage, only a stage that took in the whole world. This is the actual little sequence that Massine choreographed himself. It was pretty raw, like a fairy tale should be. And in 42 seconds, he packed so much emotion and movement. Flung her there, up there, and we shot it like this.
Now, this is the tension between the man she's going to marry, wants to marry, does marry.
Marry scoring, yeah.
And the Diaghilev figure.
Anton Walbrook. They always call him the Diaghilev character, but it was just as much Corder or me. There are lots of impresarios like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're one.
Not in the slightest. I'm a gentle, approachable chap who tries to interview impresarios like yourself.
Oh, so was he, but he just tore people apart as well.
Good evening, Mr. Craster. Won't you be missing you at Covent Garden tonight?
Monsieur Lermontoville est moins 10.
Oui, je sais.
Oh, for God's sake, leave me alone, both of you. Please, Julian, wait until after the performance.
It'll be too late then. You are already too late, Mr. Craster. Tell him why you've left him.
I haven't left him.
Oh, yes, you have left him. Nobody can have two lives, and your life is dancing.
Vicky, you can dance anywhere else in the whole world.
Would you be satisfied with anything less than the best? If you would never be a great artist. Perhaps you never will. And would you make her a great dancer as well? Never. Why do you think I've waited day after day since you sent her away from me for a chance to win her back?
Because you're jealous of her.
Yes, I am. But in a way that you will never understand.
Were you trying to say things about artists and art and film as an art and that sort of thing, which you do mention again in your writing? And what were you trying to say there?
just the sky is the limit, that art is something worth dying for.
And here in this sequence, that's exactly what she does. She decides to put on the shoes.
And the shoes run away with her down the steps. And when we come to the balustrade where she's supposed to jump over, that was her dive to death. Wonderful, isn't it?
And this got you in a lot of trouble with the critics.
Yes, I'm
her
afraid
smashed-up body shown at the end of the film.
Not only did Michael Powell not give us a happy ending, not only did he kill the ballerina, but he shows us in gory detail how she was killed. I said, but it is a happy ending. She died for her art. Well, after all, you know, if a girl throws herself from a height onto a railway line and the train runs over her, you would expect a certain amount of blood. But it really upset them, the sudden realism of it, which was so moving.
Why do you think it was so important for you to show somebody dying for their art? One way it's a fine idea, and another way it's a morbid idea. Why were you so attracted to demonstrating it through this fairy tale?
I don't think it's morbid. I think because I would do it myself.
Really?
Don't believe me.
Julian.
Yes, my darling.
Take off the red shoes.
On the whole, the critics were not unenthusiastic about the film. However, it was another matter when we showed it to John Davis and Arthur Rank. All they could see was that it was an art film. And art films do not spell money. They told us that they were going to put it on show for 1 week, yank it, and put it on the shelf. We protested, we couldn't do anything with them. And it was only later, after Red Shoes had run for 2 years in a theater off Broadway, that they thought they might have been mistaken. In the end, it proved to be the most successful film we ever made. End of Vol 1. I'm 82, and in the book I'm only 43. We'll have to have another volume, won't we?